What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Blade Dragons podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Elliot.
And we are the Blade Dragons. So we've got another awesome Beyblade X anime review, episode 11 of the Beyblade X anime. Now, we were pretty excited for this episode after watching episode 10 and seeing what this episode was going to be. And honestly, it's pretty good. It is a pretty good episode. We thought it was pretty stellar. It did some things different from the manga, and the way that they decided to do it was in a really interesting way. It was a little frustrating at first, but it did get better once we saw the whole story. So I definitely think that we're seeing a bit of an upturn in quality with this.
It's getting there. We're getting consistency, and people actually doing things that we want them to do the proper way that we would expect in the Beyblade universe. It's crazy. We had 6 blank episodes that were just kind of iffy, and then these last 3 are like, okay, now we're actually progressing somewhere and meeting our expectations, so we're doing well.
We're definitely on the upturn right now, and it is absolutely fantastic. So we've got quite a bit to talk about. I don't really think there's anything super negative to bring up in this episode. That's a bit of a first.
Some good jokes.
Yeah, just a couple of jokes and actual good stuff. So let's get right into it. Now, first up, I was excited for this episode for one man only, Kadovar. Now, we were introduced to him in the anime back in episode 5, and we didn't know who this guy was going to be at first. He just kind of mentioned something about the sponsors and, trundled off, and he was pretty eccentric then. And then when we read the manga chapter, I think it was 6 or 7 or whatever it was, when they did Kadovar's challenge there, pretty excited to know that he was going to be back in the anime. And now we're finally here on episode 11, and Kadovar is back. This dude is just so funny. I love his attitude. I love the way he talks, the way he composes himself. He's just so funny.
A good man all around. Seems like he's actually trying to help the Bladers also. That he's more of a coach than a critic or an enemy. So gotta love a good friendly Blader that's trying to help the younger generation, because I think I don't know canon, I don't think we got ages for him, but I want to say anyone that has like a facial hair is like 18 and everyone else is like a young teen. Like Bird and Malty, I think their canon ages came out, they were 13 or 14. And I want to say that Kadovar is like at least 18.
We'll get we'll do the ages in a bit, because I think Kadovar is a bit out of the range that you put him in. We're gonna leave it at 18 for now.
I didn't want to. I thought he was like. I wanted to say like 20s, but I didn't know.
I think there's media suggesting otherwise in Nook's server, but we will take a look at those after the anime, and hopefully my brain doesn't die again. So we got Kadovar here. He's definitely a lot older than Malty and the rest of them, so you're definitely spot on with that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, your camera's in front of it. On the screen, my name is right there.
Yeah, I see that.
I love that. Anyways, so fortunately,
at least it's not metal crop tops.
Oh my goodness, that is. If you guys want to see that, go check out Mimsky. Or just, I don't know. Go check out our channels. It's somewhere on those. We all stream.
You'll find it on the internet eventually.
Yeah, Metal Crop Tops is going to make its way. But we got Wyvern Gale as well, which is Kadovar's Beyblade, Stamina type. And pretty interesting. We're going to get into some more part talk a little bit later, I think. But all good stuff. So we got Kadovar with Wyvern Gale looking very tight. We got this awesome picture here. And this is the picture. He kind of looks like Rio from Metal Fight, who, if you don't know Metal Fight, Rio is Jenga's dad, and in the second season has a very eccentric personality. Aside when he's not being serious, and he has like a little goofy side that comes out. And Kadovar just reminds me of that a lot. And he just kind of looks like Rio too, a little bit, which is, it's really funny. I love that. This dude's awesome. He's fighting Common for my favorite character right now. And then we've got another picture. This was later on after the
That was for
the challenge.
The subtitles here. That's
Oh,
for
yeah.
the subtitles, that picture.
This is
That he was looking at, he was commenting on Bird.
it's a bit sus here.
And he says, look at that growth rate, it might be the best I've ever seen. So he's like acknowledging, but because it was like 2 days since he took the first test, and then he came back and literally almost won. He had a really good chance. So he's like, okay, Bird is actually showing, like, he's able to actually Beyblade.
Yeah. Bird went from being bodied in one shot to actually just passing the challenge. And I mean, he created something very awesome. We're going to talk about that when we get to that point, but I'm very excited to talk about that part of it. So next up, we of course have the Kadovar challenge, which now we were talking about this. We mentioned this. We've alluded to this in past episodes. Whenever we mentioned 30 seconds, this is what we were talking about. So essentially, this is the beginning of the. Oops. Let me switch the slide up. This is the beginning of the challenge. Basically, what everyone had to do was they had to last against Kadovar for 30 seconds. And this is a challenge that I think every blader that gets this far has to go through. And there's a reward if the whole team wins, which we'll get into in a bit. And, I don't remember if they stated the same information that they did in the manga.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a reward yet because we haven't seen. I think next episode it'll be elaborated on about what actually happens.
Okay.
Because it's only manga exclusive right now that we know what happens, and we're hoping it's a little different, or they execute it better. So we'll see.
Yeah, we will definitely find out. But we got the 30-second challenge, which is pretty good. Way better than the manga. I was kind of scared that it was going to suck, and it did not. It was fantastic. Now, the first time, sadly, so of course we get Bird and Kadovar launching their Beyblades. Kadovar's serious. He's getting ready for a battle. So, essentially what's happening here is Wyvern Gale is coming up to Hell's Chain, and it smacks the ratchet and burst finish in one shot. Bird gets bodied so hard. And it's pretty crushing. And then we get this wonderful shot here of Kadovar going up to Bird, putting his hand on his shoulder and being like, if your whole team can't withstand the 30 seconds, you'll end up wandering around the X Tower forever. And
ever and ever and ever.
Oh man, that's kind of scary. Imagine you lose to one dude, and then you're banished to walking around a tower for the rest of your life.
The X Tower at night.
After hours. We get a nice little Kadovar going on there. Pretty funny. And then we get a reflection of
Naughty.
Bird, who is just freaking out in the reflection of Kadovar's glasses, which honestly, these glasses are super sick.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of want some for myself.
Character design's up there for sure.
Absolutely.
It's simple, but not at the same time.
Yeah.
He looks like he belongs in Tron.
He does, yeah. He does not look like he belongs in Beyblade. Which gives him, I think it definitely enhances his personality a little more. And it gives him a little more spice, a little more flavor.
What if it turns out that everyone after this episode starts wearing motorcycle gear like he does because the battles are just so extreme?
Beyblade X Season 2, motorcycles. We're turning this into Bay Raiders.
Yeah.
Oh god, imagine if Bay Raiders came back and was official. That'd be kind of interesting, but...
Probably be hype.
Maybe. I don't know. Considering how Hasbro handled it, it didn't really do that well, but that was kind of riding off the back of Bay wheels. That's a topic for another episode. So we're gonna move on. So this next topic, of course, we get another nice piece of sushi, Taisho lore. So major things here. First of all, Mr. Taisho has got his little Beyblade on. This is when he was young, before he got his Einstein mustache. And we can see up here he is dreaming of sushi. And we got all kinds of crazy sushi, including, looks like some kind of cherry sushi, a long roll. We got some kind of star taffy sushi and chocolate banana sushi, which that actually sounds kind of good. And we got like some other kinds of sushi here, which are really cool. I really want to try some of these. These look like actually so good.
Get the pink sauce.
No, not the pink sauce. Didn't the pink sauce kill somebody?
I don't know, but she made a blue sauce.
I saw that. It looks even worse than the pink sauce did.
Yeah, very bad.
Anyways, but we get another nice little piece of Taisho sushi lore, which is absolutely wonderful. We get a nice flashback to young Taisho again, too. So this was what I was most excited about for this episode, and they were really changing it up from the manga. This is the first time we've really seen them majorly change manga events in the anime, which is so cool, and I'm glad that they did this deviation. We got a training journey. It took us 11 episodes to get a dedicated training arc, but it happened at last. We finally got it. And the way that they did it definitely left us kind of in a satisfied state afterwards, because for a while I was just kind of confused at like the tone that they were setting, which we'll get into in a bit. But it seemed like it was going to be a bit worse than we had anticipated, but it ended up being way better.
For sure.
Now, we've got an important part right here, which is Maiden handing Bird a list of instructions for the training journey. And this is going to be a key plot point throughout this episode, which is really good. And honestly, it kind of teaches you a good moral as well. And I think...
There's a hidden message.
Yep. Really, really good. I love that subliminal messaging that they do. Reminds me of some of my other favorite shows that are targeted towards younger audiences. But remember this piece of paper from Maiden here. So next up, Bird goes out to camp. He has some trouble setting his tent up at first, and then Common shows up with him, which is really cool. And we're going to get into Common. And honestly, this was a good Common episode. There was a lot of excellent Common moments, which we'll talk about soon. So Bird is training. He's got the shirt off. This image was a little pixelated. That's okay. And thankfully your cam is in front of this again, so we're safe there. But we get Common on the scooter, and he looks so tiny. Like, real life electric scooters. Well, it could be one of those city scooters. Never mind. I'm used to the tiny Razor ones that are for kids. But anyways, so Bird, he's training. He's doing some jogging. He's doing some push-ups, and he's doing quite a few. 112, 113.
This man's jacked.
He is. If we just take a look.
And, like, he's going to kill Common one of these days.
Mm-hmm. Oh, shoot, I got to move our cameras up so we can see Common's face there. Easy Bird is swole. Look at that. Look at those biceps. Absolutely immaculate. Bodybuilding form is on peak. And then we got Common here who's just laying around, which is super funny. And then we're gonna get into the funny. We're gonna get into the funny part, real quick right here. We get to our what the hell? Okay. We get into our next image. We get Bird here, who is just kind of like, what? And then Common was struggling to do a push-up or a sit-up.
A single sit-up.
He could not do a single sit-up, but it turns out he was just a bit hungry, and that's why he couldn't do it. Bird's face here is...
Sure.
We had another Bird face. I love it. So then we get to the actual Beyblade part of the training montage, and the way that they portrayed this was a little weird, because they did very, like, sad music for it. It was, they had, like, this really soft and like very effective piano track that they were playing, and it was kind of weird. It's like, why are they going for this really solemn, down sort of vibe on it?
It was interesting that they I commented and I was like, well, it's cool that they switched it up. We were all expecting one thing and they really kind of went the other direction with it. And that's good because we were expecting one thing and, we get excited when they prove us wrong because the last dozen episodes almost have been pretty predictable. So we got to give them credit when they switch up a storyline on us to make it better, in all honesty.
Yeah, it was a nice, interesting change of pace, and it was nice that this time they proved us wrong in a good way. Because sometimes they prove us wrong in a bad way, and then we complain. But this time they did it good. It was a good way that they proved us wrong. I also this was really funny too in the episode. So Bird is trying to start a fire here, and he successfully gets it to start smoldering a bit. But then Common just takes like a little lighter stick and just lights it up for him, and Bird's just like, "Hey, what the hell, man?" It was so funny. I love Common. And here's another image of Bird when they're training, and he's like dripping in sweat, and he's just so tired, all worn out.
The best part was Common didn't even look like he Beybladed. He's just still like he's just got out of the shower. He's fresh and clean.
Yeah, he's like, all right, it's like he's been playing chess while Bird's been playing Beyblade.
Yeah.
So we get to another really important part. And this is the part of the training montage that they really they changed the formula on how they do Beyblade training montages, and they did it in a really good way. So essentially, if you guys remember the little piece of paper, oh, okay, yeah. So then we'll get back to those shots in a minute. So as you can see, oops, damn it. Okay, I will zoom in because something is there that I don't want to be seen. But
what?
I don't even know why we never.
What?
Whatever. I don't. Okay.
What?
Anyways, yeah, I kind of forgot for a minute that we say my name on this on the podcast.
You think your name's not on the internet?
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Hasn't your intro been Alex from Metal Tops Inc?
No, but when we do Blade Dragons, I introduce myself as Alex.
So is that what you were doing? You were trying to blur out your name?
Yeah, I was like, I don't want my name on here, but then I'm like, wait a minute, I introduced myself as Alex on this damn podcast. Why am I hiding the name?
That's when I was like, good thing our cams are covering my name. I'm like, since when is that a thing you care about?
I'm fried. I'm currently fried out of my mind. It was a long night. We had a lot of events that happened. But anyways, so
he's fried on lack of sleep.
I am.
Lack of sleep.
It's funny. I slept for like at least 10 hours. Because I went to.
Maybe you should get a new sleep schedule.
I really should. I went to bed at like 10 in the morning, and then I woke up at like 8. I had an hour to get ready.
I don't even know how you do that.
I mean, I would have gone to sleep at like 3:30ish, but then Mim was streaming again, so that notification woke me up, and then I had a little accident, and then there was no way I was going back to sleep after that. So yeah, it's been a long night. So it'll be fun. Anyways, so Common X here, he's got the rule sheet, and he took it from Bird, who was just complaining about trying to follow the rules, and he makes a paper airplane out of it, and then throws it
away.
And it's so funny. It's so funny how they showed it in the anime, because they showed it all they showed it frame by frame. So they showed him taking the paper, folding it up on the ground into a paper airplane shape, holding it up in front of Bird, and then the next frame is him having thrown it and the paper airplane like zooming away. It's so good. I love it. I love it so much.
Yes. Another
peak Common moment. And then here.
Oh yeah, then he tells Bird to just quit Beyblading. Bird's like, this isn't fun anymore because he's lost like an entire day's worth of battles against Common. And he's like, this isn't even fun anymore. And Common's like, well, if it's not fun anymore, just stop playing Beyblade. It's simple as that. It's a game. You're supposed to be having fun.
Yeah. So Common hits him with,
and then he finds a solution.
Mm-hmm. Common hits him with the hard facts. If you're not really having fun, then just don't do it. Just stop playing it. And then he comes up with the greatest suggestion. Let's try sumo instead. And he gets all prepared for sumo. And he's just like, that's so cool. Let's do sumo. And then Bert's just like, well, what? It's sumo. Where did this come from? Okay. And then after that, Common explains to him, if you're not having fun, or he explains that you don't really need the rules to get better. You can't get better at Beyblade by just using a rule sheet that someone wrote down for you. You have to make your own way for it. You have to have fun, and you have to get better and improve. You have to learn from your mistakes, not from a piece of paper when you're Beyblading, which is honestly great life advice. There is no singular written text that will tell you how to be good at life. You need to go out and experience things. You need to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes in order to improve. And that is how you become successful. That's what Elliot and I do all the time. We fail, but we don't let that bother us because we learn from our mistakes and then we get back up. And there's a little bit of crying involved. Sometimes tears are shed. And then sometimes we decide sometimes that maybe we should be sumo YouTubers instead. But then we remember that we're not fat enough for that. So we have to.
And I have a cheeseburger hat.
Exactly, and I've got a shark hat. We've got great hats, so we can't be sumo wrestlers, and that's why we Beyblade.
Nah.
So, but yeah, we get right back up
story.
on our feet, and we continue pushing forward, and we learn from what we did wrong so we can do better. And that's the message that they're conveying here with this episode. And Bird gets motivated. He's like, "You're right. You know what? I shouldn't be limited to a piece of paper." And he gets ready, and he goes through some great training.
He goes Super Saiyan.
He does. He just goes straight Super Saiyan. It is phenomenal. But I really love how they changed it up. And it's like when we were watching it, I was getting upset. I was like, so why is it so sad? Why are they doing this? This is not like a Beyblade training montage. But then the way that they framed it later, I got it. I understood. I'm like, oh, that makes sense now. They were showing that just by trying to follow the piece of paper, it wasn't working for Bird. But then when he threw the paper away and he learned from his actual mistakes that he was making there, then he actually improved. So it was kind of crazy. I was thinking for a while that we were gonna have another negative episode, but it wasn't that at all. It really surprised me, and I'm happy about that.
Brought it all full circle. Just took a 12 minutes of patience.
Yeah, it took a little while, but we got there. Got there after a bit. Next, we've got the second Kadovar challenge, which is awesome. And this was phenomenal. We were definitely excited. We mentioned this in the last episode when they showed us the episode preview for next episode. I don't know why my nose is so damn itchy today. Anyways, we got Kadovar here. This is iconic. Kadovar has some of the best screenshots ever. I love it. And we get the way that Bird has changed. You can see how determined he is to defeat Kadovar in this, which is phenomenal. And they did a good job with Bird here. He's not as much of a biatch as he's been. So we get, also for the first time, we get to see Hell's Scythe avatar. And I gotta say, or the Hell's avatar. And this thing is really cool. I love the red skeleton in the Grim Reaper cloak with the fire pendant and necklace. That is just such a sick design for Hell's.
No, it reminds me of the Grim Reaper from Adventures of Bill and Mandy, It's totally same motif and everything, Spot on. Red skeletons are completely normal and everything.
It looks like he could be Skeletor's brother.
Yeah.
Skeletor's brother left wherever Skeletor is from and went to Beyblade. It's kind of funny, but
So now we have motifs for every Beyblade.
yeah, we do. We've got the wizard and the knight and the hells and the Dran, and then I think we saw
Wyvern.
We saw Wyvern.
We saw all Zuganic.
Did we see Shark? We kind of got a picture of a shark, but we didn't really.
Yeah. We saw the screenshot behind Maiden.
But was that like just portraying a generic shark, or was that like the actual shark?
Well,
4X.
I don't know. It looks similar to the way they did it with Zuganic, so I'd assume it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We still don't know if Shark Edge is mainstream or just a generic bay either.
That's true.
We just know it is Maiden's bay.
Maiden has a Shark Edge Bay. But anyways, so we got the Hells avatar, which is looking. It stands out, to be honest. It doesn't have that like bright, colorful detailing strikes that you see on all the other animals. It's like Drawn has got tattoos. All of the Zuganic had tattoos. I think Wyvern might not have had a tattoo. We got a picture of that. We'll see it in a bit. But Hell, it's like very much. It's the Grim Reaper, and I love that so much. Really good character design for Hell's, and then we get the chains coming out of it for Hell's chain, which is really cool. I love this. They did a great job doing Hell's, in my opinion. I think it looks phenomenal. And then of course
For sure.
we get to see Bird's very first original special move, and it was so good. He basically kind of locks you in a stun lock, and he draws these chains along, and it kind of traps you in the middle of them, and then he goes in for a big hit to finish it off. Did he hit the X line to do that? I can't remember if he did.
No, he just did a weird pattern there.
Yeah. So imagine him pairing this up with the X dash. Maybe we'll see that in another episode in the future. That'd be sick.
Because he needed a little more power behind it, so it makes sense if he ended up using the X line.
Yeah, and I mean, as we can see here, he almost got Kadovar out of the stadium. Wyvern Gale did hit the wall and land back in, and then went for a counterattack. But we did that, if Bird pairs his Chain Blast with the X dash, he would have won. He would have won, frankly. So, despite Bird being a little dumb, he made a whole move, which is just great. And they also show a little flashback to Common X encouraging him when they were training, and I'm pretty sure he said something along the lines of not sticking by the rules or what other people tell you, and learning from your mistakes and making your own unique path for becoming the best Beyblade blader that you can, which was awesome, and I love that messaging. Now, it was pretty sad that Bird was unable to get Wyvern Gale out of the stadium, and we see Wyvern Gale winds up and gets ready. It does an extreme dash, and we see the 4X on Wyvern Gale, which is really cool. And yeah, there's not really tattoos on Wyvern that you can really see. I think there's an X on its forehead, maybe, but
could be shit. Yeah, we got a closer look, but got a full body view of him there.
Yeah, Wyvern looks pretty cool. I like Wyvern's design. If Drawn is the fat dragon, then Wyvern's the skinny dragon.
Exactly.
Kind of looks a bit like El Drago in that regard.
A little bit, yeah, at least the head there.
Yeah, teeny weeny bit. I like that, though. Wyvern Gale looks phenomenal. And then, of course, he knocks Bird out of the stadium, and Bird is crushed. Absolutely devastated. He made, he trained so hard, he made a new special move, but it didn't work, and then he gets his butt knocked right out of the stadium. But it's okay, because he made it through the 30 seconds before he fell out of the stadium, so he passed the test. just barely, but he passed. And earlier we saw that shot of Kadovar, and he was like, even though he still got knocked out of the stadium, compared to the first time he did it, he improved a lot from getting bodied in one shot to passing the test. Pretty good improvement. And then we get to see bits of all of the other bladers go through it, and we see Multi who does it, and the way that she does it.
Yeah, this was the caption that the man was saying, or Kadovar, for you guys don't know our reference. He says that Multi is literally like on a different playing level, that training cannot reach where Multi is right now, that she's just really skilled.
Multi is a much better blader than I think we gave her credit for initially, because her battles were sort of mediocre before, but they really showed what her skill set is, and she is a rational analyzer. She watched Bird's battle and his way of fighting, and how Wyverngale participated in battle against Hell's Chain, and then she used that information to form her strategy, which is really cool, and I love that about Multi. I think, it definitely differentiates her from the rest of the team. She's very unique. It's like you've got Bird, who's the newbie, but when he puts his mind to it and he does training, he gets really good, and he improves a lot. And this is pretty consistent with Bird so far. Every time he goes through training, his skill improves significantly. And then Common is just a powerhouse who just mixes it up. He's an absolute wild child, and he's really good. But they also show him, it's like he doesn't just keep that to himself. He's very much encouraging Bird. So I think Common paired up with Bird is a good duo, is a good dynamic for having one of the top bladers on a new low-level team. And then you have Multi, who is kind of like Madoka from Metal Fight, except she actually Beyblades on the team. Madoka was a very analytical person. She had a laptop that she always used to read out stats, and she had a big brain and was very smart. And Multi is pretty much like the best version of Madoka. She's good at Beyblading, and she uses her smarts to enhance that, which is phenomenal. And Kadovar sees that here. So then we get Common's battle, which is pretty quick. He hits the X-Dash with Drawn Dagger, and then defeats Kadovar in
2.42 seconds.
32.
32 seconds. I don't know.
Yeah, I think 2.32 seconds adds it up to 30. Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
So Common wins very quickly. And what's interesting is in the manga, they made a big deal about that, but not in the anime. They just kind of showed the timer and were like, yeah, look at that, Common did really good. He passed very quickly. And then they didn't mention that was a new record. And I think the time was even lower, maybe, in the manga. I think it was like 2.02, maybe.
I can't remember.
It was a little bit less. But they didn't even show the other part of that in the manga in this episode. But I guess we'll see that next time, maybe. Or maybe they'll just exclude it entirely, which, makes us wonder about a character that we'll talk about in a bit. So we got a Common win. So now we're at the part where, for those of you eagle-eyed who caught that before I went back to this slide.
Eagle-eyed.
Yep. Definitely meant to make that pun. We got so for next time, we're going to see Bird versus, if you remember this Beyblade, from
the next time on Beyblade X, we get a new challenger.
Does that look familiar to you guys? This Beyblade look familiar to you guys?
You see how the super glue filled in the cracks?
It's still shattered. So this right here, for those of you who are just watching now or haven't seen the anime up this far, for those of you who remember, this is Strike Hawk aka the first Beyblade that Bird had. Now, this Beyblade got crushed by our Lord and Savior Chompy in episode 1 after Bird lost to Takumi Ishiyama, who was part of Team Phalanx, who we did see in last episode. Strikehawk was destroyed, and it's interesting that next episode we are going to see Strikehawk come back. Now, of course, with Beyblade, Strikehawk is one of those generic Beyblades that you can probably just go to the store and buy. Not very difficult to come across them. There's some Beyblades that are rarer than others. They mentioned Drawn Sword being one of those. Hell's Chain and Drawn Dagger are one of a kind. They were printed. They're 3D printed. But then Strikehawk is different because it's one of those Beyblades you can buy at the shop, and it's your generic standard starter Beyblade, which is really cool. And it's interesting that we're going to see Strikehawk come back, being used by a completely different guy. We're going to be, here it is a little bit closer up. We're going to be seeing Strikehawk
His name is Shun.
Shun. Okay, so Shun
Shun is different.
So Shun is
Maybe,
yeah. So we've got this dude who looks quite a bit older, and he's got a really cool haircut. He's got lightning bolts in it. This guy looks pretty dope. And we have this, as far as I know, this dude is not in the manga. Now, there is a new chapter out, and we haven't seen it. So maybe this guy is in, I think it's chapter 7 is the latest that's out. Chapter 7 or 8 as of this episode, and we haven't seen it yet. So maybe this guy is in that, but if this dude is anime exclusive, that's going to be interesting. So we're very curious to see this Strikehawk battle happen and have like a whole episode or where, you know, there's like Strikehawk activity going on. Because that's not in the manga up this far. And there's another character that we're going to see.
Yeah, it's funny that it shows the exact same combo as Strikehawk. So I guess that confirms that it's a complete starter bay, or it's the perfect combo for that layer or whatever. I don't know. It's very funny that it's the same combo down to the bit, and even the colors.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's really cool though. So I think it's one of those mass-produced starters. They don't really care about the colors and all that. And they just throw it together. So we get this guy, and he's gonna use Strikehawk, and then we get this dude. Now, very close up. This is Burn.
Minecraft.
Yep, he's got the square eyes. Anyway, next episode on Beyblade X, Minecraft server expansion. No, but
who needs Roblox? We got Minecraft.
Exactly, Minecraft Beyblade X. I would love to see a public like Bedrock Beyblade X server in Minecraft. That'd be kind of cool, but can't really Beyblade in Minecraft without mods. So I don't know. Take notes, Takara or Hasbro. But we get Burn Fujiwara, who is a prominent character in the manga, and I think the chapter that recently dropped is his team's battle against Team Persona. So we'll have to read that soon and get back to you guys on that. I'm not sure what happens. There's some things I've seen of it, but we're gonna get introduced to Burn next episode in the anime, which pretty interesting. So definitely excited to see that. We're also going to see the Strikehawk avatar, and honestly, the fact that it has its own avatar that we're going to see is sick. Because
it's still just a generic hawk.
he's kind of got purple tattoos under his eyes there on the side.
Maybe it looks like it might be the same like holographic thing. We'll have to see, because the rest of him looks like it's a holograph.
Yeah, I mean
I guess those look like gills, maybe.
I mean, I think they're just the standard
hawk shark.
They're just the tattoos, because like all the animals have had like little tattoos to make them a little bit cooler. So we'll see Strikehawk's avatar in the next episode. And honestly, I'm just psyched. We're also going to see a battle against Drawn Dagger, and it's going to look like Shark Edge actually holds up. So I'm stoked to see the next episode of this anime, because it Strikehawk coming back. I didn't see that at all. I didn't think that was going to be a thing. That caught me off guard. That caught us both off guard.
There's a lot of rumors and whatever floating around Like this last week, everything just blew up. That there all these Beyblades, people having different Beyblades that no one would have expected. Like, they're actually, I haven't done any research to confirm any of it, but it seems like they're about to just start turning stuff upside down.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to see the next batch, and we're gonna get into some of the new product talk in a bit. But I guess to cap off,
I think that's
to cap off the 11th episode of the Beyblade X anime, pretty good. Honestly, this was a fantastic episode. We got a couple more things that we wanted to discuss about our usual memes. So first up, we have this very interesting whispering from Taisho to Maiden, and the subtitles just showed it as koshi 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 koshi. It was so funny.
just filled up the whole screen with kush 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 kush.
It was something else. It's like we thought Taisho was gonna, like, actually whisper something, and we weren't gonna hear it that well, but nope, just kosh 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 kosh. I don't know, maybe that's secret. Maybe that's their secret language.
Their strategy.
And then we get some more Bird and Common action going on here, as per usual. Very
when Bird
funny.
finally wins partially a battle.
When he doesn't lose, and when he doesn't get his butt whooped entirely.
I'm glad they're kind of dragging it out, because the way he can win is getting a lot better than just doing an extreme dash. If he won just by doing an extreme dash, it definitely wouldn't have been as good, but now that it's taken 11 episodes, a new Beyblade, and a new special move to almost beat somebody, that it's getting there. Hopefully they actually do it justice.
Hopefully he wins soon. Maybe he wins in the manga chapter that we haven't read yet. So we'll have to read that and get back. We get another sushi thing. Common is excited to celebrate with some Choco Banana sushi. Multi and Bird do not want any of it, which is so funny. Common is alone on his sushi adventures here.
As it should be. He loves the sushi.
So when Maiden and Taisho were wondering about how Bird was going to do, for whatever random reason, they just kind of started staring up at the ceiling. And then when they showed us, like, kind of where the ceiling was relative to them, it was a tall-ass ceiling.
Yeah.
Elliot,
I was like, bro, Taisho's like literally as big as that leg chair, not even a human anymore.
It was so funny. It's like, we saw this shot, and Elliot was just like, geez, that's a tall-ass ceiling. And I was like, you're right, it's kind of weird. I don't think it's that tall. They just kind of did a weird camera angle for it, and it looks...
It's not, and it's very weird just because I'm sure I don't know. Maybe they tried to portray something there, because, like, it wasn't a televised event, so they couldn't just look at the TV behind the bar. So maybe they were like, one day, and then it pans back down to Bird in battle or something. I don't know. But we just saw that the scaling is, once again, a funny aspect.
Yeah, it was just big-ass ceiling. And then we get Bird without his headband on, and he honestly looks better without his hair up. He
looks so good.
He kind of looks a little stupid with his hair up, but I like ruffled Bird a lot better than normal Bird.
Feathers are ruffled.
Yeah, he's got his feathers ruffled from sleep. He looks much better. And then our lovely subtitles.
It looks like you can take him seriously.
Yeah. It's like if
he
Bird...
looks like a joke with his hair up.
But he actually looks kind of pretty... He looks all right with his hair down.
With his tank top on, I wouldn't mess with him.
Yeah, true. I mean, look at that. Massive biceps. This dude can land
He
a
can do
killer
more
punch.
push-ups than me.
Yeah, true. I mean, this dude was at like 115, almost 120. Oof. I could make it to 20 maybe.
Yeah.
Before I have to... Probably less, to be honest. I haven't done push-ups in so long. That's like, I only ever did push-ups in school. But now I'm not in school anymore. So there's no gym class. And there's no warm-ups.
Blade Dragons take on Planet Fitness.
Yeah, we become the buff dragons. We become bodybuilders. That's our next arc.
Like 12 different channels.
Yeah, between Beyblade X and Gen 5, we're just gonna make a new. We're gonna be the buff dragons. We're gonna work out.
Go.
We got it. Beyblade, it's time for the bay! Auto subs. But yeah, so that is going to be it for our lovely anime talk. Just let me move the camera back. There we go. So, with our anime talk out of the way, it is time to talk about the newest updates for the products and the manga stuff. So let me get some images up real quick. Let's go.
My newest member just uploaded this picture. I don't know where he found it, but I just saw it and I was like, that's so funny. It's Maiden. It's Maiden Shark.
I kind of like that. That's funny. Oh my gosh. They put Plahaj in a maid outfit. It works so well in the context of Beyblade X. I love that. I want one of that. I want that now.
Yeah, that'll be the plushie of Beyblade X, just Shark Maiden.
Imagine if they do like bird's hair on top of a skull with a fire pendant around it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny. Oh, I love it. Alright, let's look at the next product. So we did get some preview. So these we get an insight into some new Beyblades. So let's take a look at these right here. So we've got, of course, we've got Phoenix Wing, looking amazing. I love the red on it. Now, of course, when we get this in our hands and we battle with it, it's gonna lose its paint. And I know a lot of people are buying two Phoenix Wings. Yep, if you've been
already disgusting.
If you keep up with Zenki, you'll know that his Phoenix Wing is already trashed in terms of the paint chipping. But, you know, that's just what to expect with Beyblade X. I mean, my Dronzer has just become completely smooth. There's, like, barely any paint left on the metal painted parts, which is a little sad, but it's kind of a look. When all the paint is gone, it's actually going to be a bit of a look. But, anyways, we get
Exactly.
We get Phoenix Wing here. I don't know. I think this might be another 9 ratchet on this Beyblade here. So this is kind of like a Sphinx Beyblade over here. And then we've got a Unicorn Beyblade. Now, I think the Unicorn Beyblade is the... people are saying it's the silhouette one. So we got some new characters. We've got this dude looking like, I think, M. Bison from Street Fighter. Massive
dude. Fat JoJo.
Oh yeah, he looks like Big Jotaro.
Jotaro.
Yeah, he looks like
Jotaro.
Yeah, he looks like big. He looks like Kingpin and Jotaro combined. It's kind of funny, and he's got like this book too, and he's got like a conductor hat with a question mark on it. So this character's gonna be interesting. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna get a little Yggdrasil thing up here. Oh, that's pretty cool. And then we get Burn, of course, and he's got a belt buckle that says Ig. That's interesting. Burn's pretty cool, though. Oh, he's got, like, the old-fashioned thing on the front.
Oh, no, it's you see up top left, that's their logo, Yggdrasil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Yggdrasil logo. But why does he have that on his belt buckle?
Because he's the captain, man. He's reppin'.
I suppose, but I don't know. That's like if I went around with a metal top
like
sync
a
logo on my
WWE
belt. I mean, imagine if I had, like, my logo on a... Okay, never mind. That'd actually be kind of sick. If I had, like, a big-ass belt buckle with the metal top sync logo. Okay. When we hit 1,000 subs, we're going to do merch, and we're going to do belts. we're going to do the metal top sync belt. So, anyways, we've got this young lady right here who is using the Unicorn Bay. Very appropriately. I don't think we've had a girl use a Unicorn Bay at all until now, which... It's like when you think about unicorns there's typically that lean towards unicorns being more of a girl thing. And this is the first time Beyblade's leaning into that. Now, of course, I don't think that animals and mythology and stuff like that should be limited to gender roles. I think unicorns are pretty cool. It's a horse with a spike on its forehead. It will impale you.
Deadly.
Those things are dangerous as hell. I mean, we saw Masamune rock Striker in Metal Fight, and he had some sick moves. And the Striker base look really cool, too. So, definitely, if you're a dude and you like unicorns, hey, I like them, too. I think they're dope in Beyblade. So, definitely not... Just got to disclaimer that real quick. But anyways, it's interesting to see... I think what's the most interesting part about this is her hair. She's got an actual. She's got a horn sticking out of the top. So
It's Rentaro, dude. It's just Rentaro.
it's Ranjiro.
It's Renjiro's cousin.
It's oh my god, that's so funny. He shrunk the hair and leaned it to one side and became a girl.
He had a bad hair day.
Yep. Woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
The one thing that I was commenting, whoa, Burns got Phoenix or actual feather wings cape. That's kind of
No,
cool.
that's his hair.
Is that his hair?
That's his hair.
Oh, that's sick. What?
I know, right, dude? His hair is so cool.
That's so much cooler than Bird's. Bird can just chop all of his hair off and go bald and be cooler than what he is now.
Yeah. But it's like you get rid of
but
Burns' hair, and he looks dumb,
Yeah.
but he looks so sick.
The one thing that we were commenting on in my Discord server is that the bits that these are all shown on, and it looks like they're all gonna have gear bits, whatever the thing is now, full gear bits. I don't know what they're exactly called.
I guess just the gear bits, yeah, because they've got gear at the front, so it's kind of like the gear line.
Yeah,
How we have like the high line, the low line, and now we got the gear line, which is pretty cool.
And so the thing was that I was like, well, it looks like we get another defense and then we get another stamina type. But if they're full gear bits, how are they going to really do that? Are they just going to all be like point, except point with a needle and point with an orb or something? And so we'll have to see how they actually portray that if this is the new secondary line of bits.
Yeah, new variants, new bit variants.
Oh,
honestly,
yeah, variants, that's the word.
We've seen different types of tips and drivers and blade bases that experiment with different shapes and materials. We haven't seen material changes yet in Beyblade X, and I know a lot of people are hoping we get rubber bits, which honestly I don't think it's going to happen because of how high friction Beyblade X has been. Rubber is going to wear off so quick. So metal is a completely different story. I think metal bits would be insanely cool. I'm a little sad that we're not getting metal on Drigger's bit. I think it could be very easy to do a metal thing for Drigger, but alas. Anyways, getting back to the gear bits. Now the one on the Phoenix looks very interesting. I'm curious to see what this one is going to be because it looks a bit shorter than the other ones because all of the other gear bits have sort of tapered the gear teeth down towards the bottom. This one doesn't seem to be doing that, so I wonder if this is going to be a wider gear ratio because just kind of looking at like the unicorn gear bit and then the one on the Sphinx Beyblade, it looks like it might be like maybe just a wider gear.
I guess I forgot what Kadovar's bit was, that there's an actual gear ball bit.
Yeah,
it's not what's on the unicorn. So
yeah.
I don't know if they're just gonna do more. If it's gonna be, it's gear flat? Maybe the unicorn's gear low flat or something. I don't know.
Maybe it's gear point.
Yeah, it honestly could be a gear point. But when I thought of that, I was like, that doesn't sound like it would work very good if it gets off kilter and starts hitting those gears on the stadium.
So if we take a look here at this, we can see. So people are saying that this silhouette for January is going to be the unicorn bay, and if we take a look at it, it looks pretty spot on. We've got like sort of the smooth top here, and then like the jaggy looking bottom. So I think this is going to be our unicorn bay, and I think it's going to be a balance type. I mean, you've got one half looking smooth, one half looking jaggy. That just screams balance type. So
it looks like it wants to be a Death Scyther or whatever from Burst that had the one side that was weighted.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's got like the one like the scythe blade on the one side, and it's got like the other side that's different. Kind of like the Dark Knight crystal wheel from Zero G and Metal Fight. How like one side was smooth and the other side had spikes on it. Similar to those two. But I think this could easily be gear point, because gear point is basically just gear flat with a point in the middle. Same with point and the flat bit. Those are both just the same, with point having a little bit in the middle to give it that dual motion. So I'm gonna guess that the unicorn is gonna be like 560 point or gear point, or it could be 580 gear point. It looks like a 5 ratchet.
It does.
Maybe it'll be 6. Who knows? We could see. I could be wrong, but for now, I'm gonna put my bets on 560/80 gear point, and we will find out when we get product information for this. I think this will be February or March. And then
I still don't know what's coming out in January.
Yeah, that's gonna be a booster, I think. We'll take a look at Mall of Bays real quick because Zanky's got stuff up. You know, I don't know if he's got silhouettes up for anything else. Oh, hey, so he's got Phoenix Feather available. All right, Zanky Pog. So yeah, January is gonna be it's gonna be a booster. That's gonna be the only release for January, I believe.
I thought January was slow. Yeah.
Yeah, January is gonna be. Oh, he's got like bundle sets up for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at that! $83 to buy Phoenix Feather with the BX-17 drawn sword, so you can make the full Phoenix Feather, and then Phoenix Wing. Interesting. Okay, that's honestly, if you guys want to get the full Phoenix Feather, head over to Mall of Bays. Shout out Zanky.
Too bad it's sold out.
When he gets it back in stock. If he gets it back in stock.
He tends not to restock.
Okay. Well, go buy some. Go
to Mall of Bays.
Go to Mall of Bays. Great place to buy.
He's got other stuff.
Yeah, he's got tons of other stuff. You still get the soft case. I need to get one. That's honestly, I'm most excited about this for December. The other two I don't care about that much. Especially the starter. I'm just gonna get the launcher for this and do a video. But
you don't need the launcher. I'll just send you mine.
Oh really?
It's bad. It's really bad.
I do want the launcher. So if you really don't want it that much, I'll take it from you.
I don't know. The only reason I'm glad I got it is because I didn't have a stock drawn sword out of the box, and that one made me open it, and I have a brand new stock drawn sword. I'm like, well, that kind of worked out.
Okay.
So I've been using the recolor.
All right. Yeah, I'm not gonna get the set. All I want is the launcher. So I've been waiting for Bays and Bricks. So I don't know.
I'm sure they're out there online. You just buy it for $5.
So yeah, it's gonna be a booster. That's the only thing for January because there was an image. So we've got our products listed here. So this is fuck off. This is 2024. So all right, for February we're gonna get some really light stuff. So we're getting from Mall of Bays. Shout out Zanky. We're getting the booster for we're getting a booster, and that's January. So we're gonna have a light 2 months, which I'm actually happy about. It really sucks having like tons of stuff every month to buy.
Yeah,
So we're getting one thing in January, one thing in February. I can handle that. And then it's going to be a random booster. It's going to be a select random booster, so we're probably just going to see 3 prize bays, probably going to cost like $50, $30 to buy the whole set once it comes out, so that should be fine. March is going to be a bit big. Oh shoot, March is going to be huge. We have UX 1 through 4, which is going to be 2 starters, a booster, and an entry set. Now, I forgot what the running theory for UX was. It's not going to be Season 2. If you think that UX is Season 2, get out. It's not Season 2. We are literally...
No, BXG is Season 2.
I'm going to kill you. But BXG is crossover. Which I don't know why it's 04. That's kind of whack. But it's also BX00.
And we don't even know if this is true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that BXG has been said by either Zanky or someone else to be crossover, or that's the theory. But considering it's a booster and it's labeled as BX00, I don't know. It may be Cobalt. It could just be Cobalt. We'll have to see because Cobalt.
Oh yeah, BX Get prize, G for Get.
Maybe that could be it. Look at that.
Or Gotcha Get whatever.
That is some excellent thinking, Elliot.
Don't kill me yet.
Yeah. Not yet. Not yet. One day it will happen. I'm kidding. But so UX, not season 2, obviously, because we've got 27.
Oh wait, no, that
and then
okay,
28,
no, go
29, and 30 like right after that. So it's gonna be. I'm not sure what it is, to be honest. I think Zenki said something along what it might be, but I really don't know. So we're gonna have to wait and see what UX will be. Definitely curious, but we're gonna be getting a full line, 2 starters, booster, and entry set. So probably looking at 4 to 5 Beyblades, maybe a string launcher. Not sure. We'll have to see. But
I really hope it's Bay Wheels Part 2.
Oh my! Imagine.
Bay Wheels come back. Let's go.
I don't know, but honestly, I think I'm gonna stop guessing what UX is and just wait for March. It's only like a few months. It's only a couple months away at this point. So
it'll be here in like next week at this point.
And we will definitely cover UX when we get the announcement and images of what it is, and we will give you our full Blade Dragon certified thoughts on it. And then the rest of March is going to be, we're getting 3 normal Beyblade X stuff. So we're getting a string launcher, so maybe an LR, possibly. Grip A
Probably
and Grip
not.
B. So I think that Grip A and Grip B are going to be maybe like grip rubber attachments, because there are tons of holes. If we look at the launcher grips for X,
I got one right here.
there we go. Let me make Elliot's cam massive.
Whoops, I just happen to have my sponsor on there, Nozzle 3D. I'm not going to mention him, but it just happens to be on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But you can see there's all kinds of holes. Flip it to the side. There's more like indents there and whatnot. And then you can take off the little thing that says Beyblade X. That's removable. That little tab there is removable. Yep, right there. So, and then we get... So I think Grip A and Grip B possibly are going to be grip rubber or like grip attachments or something along that line. That is my theory on it. And then we're getting... April is going to be normal stuff. BX31 and 32 is the stadium. So the stadium has been out for a little while. It's going to be a 3-player stadium, and I'm kind of pissed we have to wait till April. I thought we were going to get it sooner, but I guess we're not, and I hate that. Although this is a leak from like, I think last month or something like that. So they could change the order.
From an unknown source.
Yes. They could change it up. So this is just kind of a leak. This could just be... Everything is temporary name as well. Things could change. I mean, March may not be stacked to the balls with UX and, 3 other normal products. So this is just what we have to work with. This is a leak. This is not confirmed. You just got to put that out of the way. And so with that said, allegedly for April, we're going to get a random booster. So that'll be volume 3. So we'll have to see what that one's going to be. That one's going to be hefty. And then we get the stadium as well.
That's
so
kind of crazy.
Cool.
When the stadium releases, that's when we should start hearing about about Hasbro. Gosh, I can't believe we're already that close.
Yeah, we might.
We're already six months into X.
Yeah, because it dropped July, August, September.
It dropped.
December.
Yeah. We're already 6 months in.
It's crazy. It hasn't felt like 6 months, to be honest. And then
no, it's been pretty quick.
Yeah, and it's not gonna be that long before Hasbro drops, and that'll be a whole interesting thing to go through.
Then I get to buy the own Beyblades for half the price is what I paid. The amount of comments I get on my stuff still from that one video I posted, it's like, bro, you're getting ripped off. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know what you want from me. It's not like I make the Beyblades. Like, I don't choose the price. I just buy them.
Yeah,
it's not like I can just scalp the internet and find something cheaper. That's just what the prices are nowadays.
Yeah, that's what we buy this stuff and talk about it for the people that don't buy it. So we're the servicemen here. We're the messengers. But yeah, so then BXG is going to be a 0-0, so it's going to be a booster. It's going to be something we haven't seen yet, I hope. I'm hoping it now. It honestly could just be like the drawn sword prize, the gold drawn sword. Which if it is, that's gonna suck and be lame. It could be Cobalt. Elliot mentioned that maybe it stands for Get or Gotcha, which Cobalt, that's the only way you can get it right now.
Yeah, because and when it says BX00, that is Cobalt's number.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where the 0... And it's not the 04 Gotcha, so I don't really know where that came from, but it is BX00.
Maybe it's gold.
A gold Cobalt?
No, a gold drawn sword. Maybe it is the gold drawn sword, because we've gotten Night Shield and Hell's Scythe. Did we get... Wait.
There's no wizard yet either. Maybe it's...
Yeah.
Oh, wizard and Dronzer. I don't know.
I don't know.
I doubt they're just going to start making gold Beyblades.
So honestly... Well, I mean, like... Because they released, like, the Night Shield... Well, not really. The Night Shield's kind of weird.
It's just a layer. It's just a layer.
Well, they have
Or
other
just
parts...
the blade.
No, they have other parts for it. But you have to, like, buy those separately or something. I don't know. Basin Bricks has them up. Let's take a look at that. So, Basin Bricks is also another good place to go to get Beyblade X right now. So they just have the top part, but they also have they've got the BX00 Hell's Scythe. So is this a BXG? This was a limited release.
Oh, B4. So BX4 maybe. It does say that B4 limited BX00. So it could be another gotcha system that's releasing.
BXG04 maybe. But Gold Hell's Scythe is available on the app. And then Cobalt's not. Yeah, Cobalt is not. And then
they're still taxing. Wow.
This is it's still $300 something for a new Cobalt.
I've seen it for $240, but I'm not buying it.
Yeah, that's kind of sketchy,
I don't even
to be
like
honest.
it that much.
Yeah,
I don't even like it that much.
I'm not wasting that much money on a Beyblade. But anyways, so BXG could mean anything. Considering it has a BX00 number, it could be anything from X-Over. It could be Tripio or Drigger or Dragoon. Or maybe Lightning El... I doubt it's Lightning El Drago because they've been showing off Plastic Gen prototype X-Over. So if it is X-Over, it's probably going to be one of those three that have been announced. Tripio, Trigger S, Dragoon S. If it's Gotcha, maybe it could be Cobalt Drake. They might release it, which would be amazing. I would love to get Cobalt Drake in my collection without having to drop a ludicrous amount of money. Or it could be something along the lines of UX. And I don't know. We've got theories, but this is our speculation, so...
It's just a Beyblade theory.
Just a theory. A Bay theory. Anyways, and then we get a UX05 random booster select in May. And then that's where it ends. So that's what we've got for product leaks up until May. And that's alleged. That is a leak. We don't know what the order is. If maybe we get the stadium sooner, I'm praying we do. Honestly, I'm getting a little sick of having all of the out pockets on one side of the current Extreme Stadium. We've been over the second one, how it's got the pockets in the corners and then behind the shot line on the in the stadium for the over pockets. So I want a new stadium badly, and I also want Tripio. So we can hope and speculate. But anyways, back to
Maiden Shark.
back to these. I'm curious about the Sphinx Bay because we know that. So right here, there's this little tab on the ratchet for Phoenix Wing. Same little tab here on the ratchet for the Sphinx Bay. I think this is going to be a defense type. This is going to be some kind of wider, like, this is going to be some kind of needle or sharp bit. And then I think this is going to be 980. That's my guess.
Mm-hmm. Sounds about right.
Some hopefully nice variation. This is a pretty thick looking wheel, but this looks very much like a defense type. My concern is it's got a lot of recoil points here.
I
And
love recoil defense types.
I love them too, but it's like, I guess they don't want to break defense types because, I mean, let's take a look at like.
I mean,
let's
Night
take a-
Shield is just so similar to Wizard Arrow. Like, I enjoy. I don't know. I don't really understand the whole point of a defense type in Beyblade X, but I don't know. I haven't done
Yeah.
all the testing either.
I mean, like let's take a look at pre-hybrid wheel Libra as a defense type. This is one of the smoothest wheels. It's banned from tournament use. It is extremely round and smooth, and it's broken. You can't use this because it's just so good. So I guess they don't want to make the defense types too good in that regard, which makes sense. I think Shield has been the roundest we've gotten, so it's gonna be interesting to see this this Sphinx Bay come out.
Yeah. But if we're talking about round, just look how round Tripio is.
I know.
And this one's not banned, but look how round and smooth that is. Whoa, man.
Imagine Tripio X becomes the new meta. You put Tripio on like 560 ball or 960 ball, and that is just it. Nothing defeats it. I
don't know. I would assume that plastic is pretty heavy.
Oh yeah, and
It looks
they've got
very thick.
They're probably gonna put a lot of weight into the middle of it as well to keep it stable. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely psyched to see Tripio. We've been saying this for months since it was announced. Tripio is going to be probably the most anticipated drop for
Probably
Beyblade
gonna
X
sell out
thus
as
far.
quick as ever.
That is one I'm going to jump on the pre-order when it comes out. Same with the Stadium. Those I want locked in. With Phoenix Wing and the rest of these bays, I don't care as much. Although I might get. I have to get Phoenix Wing. I'm doing something with T&J. Shoot. So I have to get the booster and I have to get and Phoenix. Okay, whatever. I'll grind some money out and buy stuff. Problems of being an adult, small bay tuber. Average
There
small
you go.
bay tuber problems, but so these bays look pretty good. And these are probably going to be the new stuff next year, later on. So, yeah.
That will work.
What we wanted to know from reading Chapter 7, which we're going to cut our reactions out entirely because we don't want to get demonetized from Takara because they like to strike manga. But anyways, we wanted to take a look and see if the character who's going to use Strikehawk in the next episode of the X anime is in the manga, which he's not. So we're getting a anime exclusive character. That is going to be very interesting to see next time. And then we haven't gotten to see the Unicorn Beyblades battle, or we haven't gotten to see those Beyblades fight yet. So very interesting position. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming out next year. We don't know exactly what's coming out next year, but I think that adds to a lot of the fun. So I think with that, that's all we got for today. Pretty good episode of the anime. New manga chapter. Not bad at all. Pretty interesting. I would recommend to go and read it for yourselves, because we're not going to read it for you. And then next year's products are going to be pretty tight, so we're going to ride out the rest of the year. And we will be doing an episode next Thursday as well. And the Mim Sky interview should be up before this episode comes out. So we'll see. My week last week was really hectic, so I've got to.
I know. Could save it for a Christmas special. Who knows?
Yeah, we could maybe. That would
The
be
world
fun.
may never know.
Yeah, you guys will just have to find out. So come back and check on Christmas Day if Mim Sky's interview is up. We might do that as our little Christmas special. But yeah. So there will be, we're not skipping out, we're not skipping a week. There is going to be next Thursday there is going to be an anime episode review. So expect that. We're still doing it. We're not skipping weeks just because it's a holiday. Although we will be celebrating nonetheless. So it's going to be tons of fun. So I guess for now we'll see you guys after Christmas. So take care, everybody. Elliot, any final thoughts?
Nope, it's a good time. Stuff's wrapping up. Products are coming out. products aren't coming out, it's just keeping us on our toes. It was predictable, now it's not, and seems like things are really about to go crazy. Like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to make an update on my anime outlook at the beginning of spring. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end of this video, happy holidays. Thank you guys for watching. Well, guys, that is our podcast. Blade Dragons out.